Hello and welcome everybody to today's very special trading session where we shall be covering how to trade platinum using binary options. So platinum is now, of course, available for us to trade on binary.com, which is fantastic, and we shall talk you through a little bit more detail and how to actually execute trades on platinum using binary.com, and a little bit of background on platinum as well. So the live session today will, of course, be covering how to make money trading platinum and commodities. We'll be looking at how to use fixed odds trading for maximum profits. We'll cover live trading and precision trading setups. So why we trade commodities? Well, very simply, at the Gold and Silver Club, commodities have made us the most money in the fastest time. You can make money regardless of whether the prices of commodities move up, down, or sideways. You can make money from a low deposit. All the profit you make is 100% tax-free. You can, of course, make money at any time from anywhere in the world that suits you. So before we get started, I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, trainer, and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world. So gold, silver, oil, commodities, agricultural commodities. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. Also responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders, and a regular contributor to a number of financial publications. So speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars, and workshops. Joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club is Nick Kelsey, professional trader, investment analyst, and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading, and prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset, and tools that can give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy. Also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications, and we've appeared frequently on financial television. Okay, so that's just a bit of background on the Gold and Silver Club before we get really into platinum. So we'll just go over really the main facts regarding platinum that you should know. So platinum is a dense, malleable, ductile, highly unreactive precious metal. It is one of the rarest elements in the Earth crust. It occurs in some nickel and copper ores, along with some native deposits, mostly in South Africa, which actually accounts for 80% of world production. And because of its scarcity in the Earth's crust, only a few hundred tons are produced annually, and it's therefore highly valuable and is a major precious metal commodity. Platinum is used in catalytic converters, laboratory equipment, electronic contacts, electrodes, platinum resistance thermometers, dentistry equipment, and jewelry. Okay, so little fact for you here. Platinum is the rarest and the heaviest of the precious metals, and all of the platinum ever mined would fit into the average size of a living room. Okay, so certainly a very rare precious metal. Looking at the world's production here, we can see again here, South Africa really is a major player in the platinum market, accounts for between 78 to 80% of world production. Then Russia coming in next at 13%, and we have Canada at 3%, Zimbabwe at 2%, and the USA at 2%. So South Africa, again, same situation with palladium. Russia and South Africa, the major producers, but more so on platinum. South Africa is a huge producer of platinum, so any news regarding mining strikes or major news coming out of South Africa will affect platinum supply and demand, and will give us some trade opportunities. Now, moving over to the seasonality, we're actually coming to an interesting time of year for platinum. Platinum has recently actually broken down to 4-year lows, okay, within the last about 6 weeks or so, particularly from the Federal Reserve announcement from the 29th of October, which was just under a month ago. We saw platinum come down to 4-year lows. It's actually looking very interesting for a buy at the moment. I'll talk you through that very shortly. Seasonality-wise, we are coming into a bullish time of year. Typically, we do see some upward momentum as we come towards the end of November here and into December as well. So certainly the first couple of weeks of December normally get a bit of a lift, but this time of year, as we come into Thanksgiving tomorrow in America too, is typically a more bullish time of year for the precious metals overall, but we'll typically see some rallies from Thanksgiving through to beginning of December. So we'll take a look at that very shortly too. So I will be taking you through the two different type of trades on binary.com. Very simply, these are going to be rise and fall type of trade. So if you select rises, you will win the payout if the market exit price is strictly higher than the entry price. And if you select falls, you will win the payout if the market exit price is strictly lower than the entry price. Okay, so those are two types of trades that we shall be looking at today. So I'll just move over to some live technical analysis. I will share my screen with you, and you should be able to see this very shortly. So just bear with me as I bring up my trading platform. To start off, have a look at the monthly time frame actually with platinum at the moment. And what you'll note on the monthly here, you can see where we came down and we bottomed out on platinum. This was going back to the FOMC Federal Reserve statement last month, which essentially the announcement was giving the end of quantitative easing. So they terminated quantitative easing in the US, which immediately saw the US dollar rally, and we saw a lot of selling pressure over the precious metals, particularly gold, platinum, silver. We saw some big sell-offs, which provided some very lucrative trading opportunities. We can see here that platinum actually bottomed all the way, came down to $1,176 an ounce at its low. But we've formed a bit of a capitulation here. This is where the market rejects a very key level. We're now about 500 points above that level. You can see on the monthly now, so we've got 1st of December will be next Monday. So we've got circa just about another couple of days left this month, trading days. We can see here we're going to very likely close the month with a bullish hammer here on the monthly. So that leads us to believe that we could, particularly if the high of this candle gets triggered next month, we could see certainly more upside here. So that's what we're looking at on the monthly. If we move over to the weekly here for platinum, we can really see this much more clearly. The last 3 weeks, you've got hammers here on the weekly time frames that we'd be looking for really to clear just above last week's highs here, just clear above the highs for the month here, going back to November. So we're really looking for a break as we go into next week. We'd like to see a break of $1,233 an ounce. But at the moment, platinum is in a short-term buy. You can see we've had, every time we've come down and we've retested the support zone, it has formed a rejection on the weekly here. 3 weeks of rejection candles. So I would certainly say we're looking for higher prices here for platinum, and we could certainly get quite a large breakout to the upside, given that we are oversold on platinum. It hasn't really been this oversold for about 18 months or so, was the last time we saw platinum this oversold. So it's potentially providing a very good opportunity to trade for a long. Now, if I just take you into the daily chart here, platinum, we can actually see we've recently broken out of a consolidation, which was a consolidation that we were in for circa about 2 weeks with 1219 providing resistance. We did finally break out of that last Friday, and this week we've continued to consolidate, but overall you can see here on the daily we are looking for more momentum to the upside. Actually got a little hammer which is forming just from the daily today. We did pull back on Monday, but very quickly we've seen that the markets really bounce back quite hard here with a rejection, and we've seen what's known as a railroad candle here, where you've got almost equal in terms of volume from the previous day. You've got an equal candle in terms of its width and its height, but it's a bullish candle as opposed to a bearish candle, which is showing that there's strong buying here still occurring with platinum. We can just draw in a little trend channel as well, which platinum is starting to form. And this is essentially what I'll be looking at. So I am looking at more upside here for platinum in the coming week, particularly as we go into Thanksgiving and then Black Friday in the US as well. Then you've got next week, you've got Cyber Monday as well, where you get all the internet sales, which is a half day for America as well. And we're looking for some upside really over the next week or so. So I'll just bring you over now and we'll have a look at how to actually trade this on binary.com. Okay, so first of all, what you want to do is you want to go over to commodities to start trading. We'll move over to commodities, and you want to move over to the metals. And I'm just on platinum here at the moment. You'll get a maximum payout of $1,000. Okay, perfect. So platinum market still tradable at the moment. So very simply, I'm looking for a buy, and you can do this over a number of days. So I'm actually going to be looking at this just for the day trade. I like the setup that we've got on the daily at the moment. You can see we're closing more or less at the daily highs. Got a couple of hours left of trading here for platinum, but I'm looking for a close above the daily highs. So I'm just going to go for a trade over 1 day. So it just needs to finish above $1,230.20 an ounce, and I will win the entire payout. Okay, so I'm just going to get the best price on that. Yeah, very reasonable, 76 payout. You can see here the nice upward trend. Again, I've got good confidence here, so just going back to different time frames. We look at the monthly, you got a bullish rejection candle on the monthly here. Can see there's just a couple of you joined a bit later on the webinar here, so I'm just going to quickly go through that again. So we've got a bullish rejection candle here on the monthly. So we've only got a couple of days left, trading days left in November here, so we can see a nice rejection on the monthly. If we move over to the weekly, again, we've got a nice rejection on the weekly. 3 weeks actually of rejection, these hammer candles, which looking good for more upside. We look at the daily here. We've also got a nice hammer upward trending channel starting to form. Just looking for really a nice solid break above, really tomorrow above the 1230 level, close above that level. But I'm very happy to take a trade at these levels on platinum. And you can take multiple trades on these. You can have them as swing trades over a few days, or looking for day trades just to be in and out within 24 hours, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm looking for the price to be above 1230.25. We've got a 76% payout on that, $568.46 for a $1,000 payout. So I will take that for a long, for a buy. Okay, perfect. So that has been done. Okay, so we have got a long on platinum. So really that is as simple as it is to trade platinum on binary.com. As I say, this is a very new offering on Binary, and it's fantastic to have this market available on Binary. There's a couple of reasons for that. Major reason really is the day-to-day volatility of platinum makes it your risk on most trading platforms is going to be quite extreme. If I take you back to this rejection candle here, it may not look particularly large, but if I actually measure it for you, this is over 645 point candle. Okay, so if you trade that at a standard lot on a MetaTrader 4 platform, you're looking at about a risk of $6,450 on that trade as a minimum. If you're doing micro lots at 0.10, you're still looking at about $650 risk minimum on these trades. I mean, on binary.com, you can trade it from anywhere from 10, 20, 100, 200,000, £200. You can really you can manage your risk very well on Binary, and you only need the trade to finish 1 pip higher or lower in order to win the entire payout. So I'm very excited about having Platinum and Palladium available to trade now on Binary.com, and you won't find this on many other platforms, trust me on that. So it's very lucrative to have this available. And the second reason is if you look at other platforms as well, with regards to Platinum and Palladium, the spreads on them are ridiculous. So a lot of the time, due to the liquidity of the Platinum and Palladium market, you'll find you have very large spreads across different platforms when you try and trade Platinum and Palladium. We've done a lot of research on this. You can check it yourself. The spreads are very large when you try and trade Platinum and Palladium due to the liquidity of these markets. So again, makes it very good for your trading to be able to just have these markets available to you on binary.com. Okay, so enough of that, and I will move over now to have a look at Palladium for you, because Palladium is a new market which is now available to trade on Binary 2. Very similar situation, Palladium and Platinum, but are very strongly correlated. So these two markets, you'll often see them moving in tandem. Palladium is actually, its primary trend is very much in a bull market. It has been in a very strong bull market, really it's one of the strongest performing commodities over the last 5 years, one of the strongest performing commodities of 2014. Its overall primary trend is very much in a bullish trend. However, we have had a 50% pullback for 2014 over the last couple of months, particularly from the Federal Reserve announcement as well. We had a huge pullback. Again, this was quite extreme. You can see the correction on Palladium here. You wouldn't have been wanted to get caught on the wrong side of this. So essentially the 50% pullback that we've had has been over 1,780 point move to the downside, but it's only a 50% correction of the yearly move we've seen. Or certainly if you just take the swing high going back to 2012, take it up to 2014, it's only a 50% correction, and we're continuing to see more upside again. So I favor platinum and palladium for longs at the moment. If we have a look at the monthly here, you can see again nice hammer setup developing on the monthly, same as last month. Very strong trend here on the monthly as well, and we've got a lot of room to go here. Okay, on the monthly, we could potentially, if we were to get a rally back up to the 2014 highs, and it wasn't so long ago that we broke out to new 13-year highs here on the palladium market, and that was just going back to September. Okay, so not long ago at all that we had these highs. So we've got a lot of room to go. If we were to break out and get back to those 2014 highs, there's about 1,000 points on offer, but you can day trade those on the binary.com platform. Okay, let's have a look at the weekly here as well. So if we have a look at the weekly, we have broken above last week's high and the previous high for that. You can see the next key level to break here on palladium is actually going to be $810 an ounce. I would keep an eye on that level, set alerts, just have that level available to trade. Be aware of when palladium gets above that level, because that is likely to cause a breakout to the upside. You can imagine the sell shorts at the moment will all have their stops around that swing high. That is the previous swing high for any sell shorts. That's where they would position their stop in order to get out of the trade if it was then to turn it into a short-term bull market here. So they would have their stops just above 810, and that's where we would be looking to take the next breakout to the upside as well. But on the daily here, that's based on the weekly. On the daily, we can also see nice momentum. We've now cleared, actually today, we've actually broken above almost 1 month highs here. So the last time we came up to $803 an ounce was really right at the end of October. We're coming into the end of November, so we're almost at 1 month highs here for palladium. I do like the momentum here to the upside. I think we should get on really the fourth attempt here of this resistance level, a nice break above 810 here. So we'll definitely be looking out for that. And if we just move over and have a look at some of the trend channels here as well, which are causing quite a lot of confluence, we can see here that we're building up. We've got higher swing lows, and we're getting higher highs here as well as we start to build up some momentum up to the 810 level. There is a day trade on palladium now as well, which we can just take too. So we'll just have a look at palladium market as well for a day trade. Okay, so essentially I'm just going to go for, again, a day trade on palladium. I'm looking for the price to be higher than 803.50 over the next 24 hours. So I'm looking for a breakout to the upside, just further upside here. We're still very oversold with platinum and palladium. They've got so much more room to go to the upside. You've got to remember, we've had a 1,450 point pullback on palladium, which has been very extreme. It's very oversold, and we are coming into a bullish time of year anyway. So I'm looking at this for technically, looking at it from 3 points of view to give me my trading edge. I'm looking at it technically, fundamentally, and with seasonality on our side as well. So I'm just going to take this trade for a day trade, break above 803.50, just purchase that for a $1,000 payout for $565 deposit. Okay, good. So that has been done. So it's good timing actually for this webinar, because we have got some nice trade opportunities on platinum and palladium. What you'll note as well is that these markets are still open into the evening. So I know with a lot of the other commodities we've been trading recently, for example, the softs such as wheat, corn, coffee, some of the energies as well, such as natural gas, those markets close much earlier, but you can still trade the metals well into the evening, which I'm sure a lot of you will be happy about, which gives you a lot more flexibility with your trading. You can take these trades in the evening. In the morning, it's the markets are going to be a lot more flexible for you in terms of opening and closing times. Right, question from Ahmed. Thanks for that, Therese. So Ahmed's just asking regarding, do we provide binary options trading signals? I'll come to that actually towards the end of the webinar for you there, Ahmed, and how the Gold and Silver Club does operate with regard to providing signals, and also our live trading room and courses that we have available. So I will talk you through that very shortly. But yeah, guys, if you've got any other questions, do keep those coming as well. So we've looked at platinum, we've looked at palladium, both looking bullish at the moment. So let's look at gold. Okay, so we have a look at gold at the moment. We can see we do actually on the short term here have a nice upward trending channel. Again, if we look we can go over to the higher time frames again. Actually, I'll just take you over to the weekly. We can see this lovely little trend channel which has been developing on the weekly here for gold. You can see again very similar situation, 3 hammers here on the weekly, and we're getting a bullish move again just this week so far. We had a bit of a pullback, but ultimately we've got a hammer here which developed on the weekly. If we move over to the daily, we're getting a bit of a reduction in volume here and volatility, but that's to be expected, particularly as a lot of Americans have already started to take today off as a day's holiday, so we're starting to see reduced volatility. Then tomorrow in the US, we've got the US will be on holiday, so a lot of the markets won't be tradable. We'll certainly see thinner volumes, so we'll see whether we do get a breakout tomorrow, but we can see this certainly with Thanksgiving tomorrow that the volumes will start to reduce. But ultimately, we do have a bullish buy signal here at the moment for gold as well. We may be a little bit capped to the upside here. We do also have a little bit of a pennant starting to form here, so we'd like to see a breakout. I could bring that back as well a little bit further on the chart here, where we can see we're getting a little bit of resistance, and really we need to break the apex here to see if we get a breakout to the upside or the downside. I favor platinum and palladium more for a long right now because we're starting to get really reduced volatility here, whereas the volumes on the platinum and palladium are still staying quite strong for the time being. Similar situation on silver as well. We're also following a nice upward trending channel. What you want to note on silver actually is that we are starting to break above this downward trending channel, which has been in place going all the way back to July here. So you can see just quite clearly, it's the first time actually you can see this very clear downward trending channel. We're starting to break above it this week, which leads us to believe we could get further upside here on silver. Again, we're coming into a bullish time of year for gold, silver, platinum, palladium. These markets do tend to have a better runs over the end of November and as we come into the first couple of weeks of December. So there are going to be some good trading opportunities which you do not want to miss. So do definitely keep an eye on the metals there. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium are the really key metals you want to keep an eye on. Particularly I like the buy setups that we've got on platinum and palladium. Just waiting for further confirmation, really, particularly on gold tomorrow. But we do have the commodities corner on Friday, and we shall be definitely going through the setups on Friday with you that we've got across all the markets. So do make sure you join us for that. Okay, good. I don't think there are any more questions relating specifically to platinum this evening. I'll tell you what, I'll give you about 30 seconds, guys. If there are any more questions relating to that, just do let me know and put those in the chat. I'll keep it on the platinum chart at the moment. This is the platinum chart that you've got in front of you. Okay, so I'll go quiet for 30 seconds whilst anybody, if you want to post any more questions. So just a question from Colin Platt there. So which time frame do I favour? Ultimately, you want to get a lot of your confirmations from the daily time frame. So I would favour the daily time frame. I do go into the tighter time frames for day trading, particularly for news announcements. When you're doing your week-to-week analysis, you certainly want to be paying attention to the higher time frames, the weekly and the monthly. At the moment, it's a good time to start looking at the higher time frames, such as the monthly. The reason being is becoming towards the end of the month, so you can get a whole full month's view of the market at the moment. So, for example, if I look at the platinum market, this nice hammer that's formed over November is almost a fully formed candle because we're now coming in towards the end of November, only a couple of trading days left. We can see here very clearly on the monthly here, we've got a rejection candle, and then we've got confluence. If you go over to the weekly, we've got a rejection candle, and then if you go over to the daily, we're getting a nice rejection as well, which we rejected the major support 1176 going back to circa about the 15th of November. So we've got a lot of confluence. You've got monthly, weekly, and daily all telling you the same story, really. And then you just look for your confirmation on the daily. Yeah, great stuff, Gabriel. Good to hear. Good to hear. So Gabriel's just mentioned there he joined the webinar last Friday and didn't regret it. Great stuff. So that's the Commodities Corner. So do make sure, guys, you join us also for this Friday's Commodities Corner, which will be at 12:30. We'll take a look at the markets sort of post Thanksgiving. So we've got Thanksgiving in the US tomorrow. A lot of markets will be closed, particularly on the agriculture, and other markets will be closing early tomorrow. So there might not be too much volatility. However, when the volumes are quite thin on the markets, those participants who are trading can have a larger effect on the market. So we can get exaggerated moves. So there are still some trading opportunities. Just because there's thinner volumes doesn't mean that the markets won't move. You particularly see this over the week of Christmas between Boxing Day through to New Year's Eve. We often get some really exaggerated moves in the markets just purely because there's less funds and institutions trading, but those who are have a bigger impact on the market. Gabriel, so just asking regarding the broker, we're using here just to do technical analysis using the MT4 platform. You can, of course, you've got nice advanced charts on binary.com now. You can use binary.com to actually execute the trades, and I would definitely suggest that on markets such as platinum and palladium, which have really large volatility day to day. You need some really big stops to be able to trade these markets. You can, of course, trade them on more advanced platforms, but we are doing the majority of our technical analysis from the MetaTrader 4 platform, but executing trades on binary. Yep, excellent, great to hear, Alexander. So Alexander just saying, new to binary options trading. So far, this webinar is helping you learn a couple of new things. Fantastic. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll go through just the charting here. Yeah, no problem, Colin. I'll just go through the charting here that you do have access to. Also, so if you are new to trading or binary options, you do have charting available here as well. Charts at the bottom here, you will just allow that to load up. So you've got quite advanced charting these days actually on binary. So you can see here you've got the candlestick charts here as well, which provide you with, you can do technical analysis on these charts as well. So you don't necessarily need to do it on the MT4 platform. You can also just have access to the charting here too. That's just palladium. We'll have a look at platinum as well, just to do a comparison. You can change your time frames, of course, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 6 hour, 12 hour, 1 day, 2 day, 5 day, 1 week. Okay, fantastic. So with that, I'll just come back to the main presentation and a few questions on this a little bit earlier as well. So just going back to, I think you were asking the question at the start there, Mohammed. Yeah, question from Mohammed and Ahmad as well. Okay, great. So if you would like to find out more about the Gold and Silver Club, the live trading room program, and also how to trade commodities with the Gold and Silver Club. We do have courses available at our international trading centers and online. We tend to go with either a hands-on approach or a hands-off approach. So a hands-on approach would be where you could come on a course, you learn how to trade commodities yourself, and you get all the tools necessary to trade. The hands-off approach would be more a case of being able to follow the trade setups that we are posting on a daily basis, and you would not necessarily need to learn the ins and outs and everything about trading. But I'll just show you how you can find out more about that. So very simply, to request information either about the Gold and Silver Club live trading room program and our courses or the daily trade calls, very simply, you can go to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. Also, you can contact us at either our Budapest, the Johannesburg, Sydney, New York, or our London offices. So I'll leave the numbers on the screen for you there if you'd like to find out more. Do make sure you subscribe to our newsletter as well. You will receive free weekly updates on the precious metals, energies, agriculture, live market analysis and prices. There's a very special newsletter coming out this week, actually, which is going to be just featuring how we traded the Federal Reserve announcement on the 29th of October. And that is one you don't want to miss. You can also catch that on our YouTube channel at thegoldensilverclub.com. That's definitely one you want to watch. But yeah, just make sure if you'd like to find out more, you do contact us or fill in the form. And of course, join us for Friday's Commodities Corner, which will be at 12:30 GMT. Okay, guys, and we'll have a look at how the markets are shaping up after Thanksgiving in the US. Okay, super. So I hope everybody has learned a little bit more today about how to trade platinum and palladium. If you've got any questions at all, do fire those over to us via the website. And we'll definitely see you on the next one, okay? And thanks, of course, to binary.com and Charisse for all your help in putting on today's webinar, okay? Take care, everyone. Have a have a Thanksgiving if you're celebrating it tomorrow, and we'll see you on Friday's Commodities Corner. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.